Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is that you're listening to this. Hello and welcome back to Mostly Accurate. I am your host, Monika, as always. And today we have something super special for you. I'm going to change it up a little bit. We are going to learn something today. Not that we don't learn something every day that we're together, but we're going to do a little bit of an informative episode today. Have you ever had that nightmare where you wake up bald? No? Maybe? I don't know. For some people, that's just not a nightmare. That's real life, and that's my life. So today we're going to be talking about alopecia. I have had a lot of questions on whether I was going to discuss my alopecia, and I think it's time. I think it's a really great opportunity, especially with September being Alopecia Awareness Month. And I just kind of want to get you guys informed, answer some questions that you may or may not have had. You may or may not have even heard of alopecia. But yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today. I have a fresh wig on. I just trimmed her up this morning. So I'm ready to go today. I'm really excited about this episode. Just a quick start to how my day is going before we get into it. I just want to shout out my niece, Vivian. Happy birthday. She is turning 6. We are going to her birthday party at Charles E. Cheese's today. Yes, I am going to Chuck E. Cheese for the first time in, gosh, decades, probably it's been. So I'm pretty pumped about that. Bubs is napping right now. He went down a little bit later than normal. He's not feeling good. He woke up this morning. He woke up like a million times last night. And I know why. He's just not feeling good. He's got like a little runny nose. And I don't know. I just feel so bad for him. But he's such a trooper. Every time he gets sick, he's always just like, like powering through it. And he's always like in the best spirits. So we are not letting a runny nose allow us to miss out on Chuck E. Cheese. So we're doing that today, and I'm super stoked. And happy birthday, Vivian. So yeah, let's jump into this, guys. I'm super pumped. Okay, so let's talk about alopecia. I don't know if you've heard of it, but just like the most basic explanation of alopecia is that it is an autoimmune condition where your body basically confuses your hair follicles with an enemy. So it's like your immune system is out there playing whack-a-mole with your scalp. Very unfortunate, but that's what it is. So it's not just like bald spots and bad wigs and comb overs, but it's identity, it's confidence, it's mental health. So let's get into the bald truth today. Pun is very much intended. I'm such a nerd. Okay, so what is it? Like I said, it's an autoimmune disease. So there's different types of alopecia. There is alopecia areata, totalis, universalis, traction. There's like different types of alopecia. And like I said, it's where your immune system is attacking itself. But instead of attacking vital organs and super bad things that could happen, it attacks your hair follicles. So there isn't very much known about alopecia, which I think is really crazy to me. Like, it's 2025, and there is like, aside from naming it and describing it and maybe your basic like one handful of treatment options, they don't really understand alopecia. They, as in the medical community. Like, it's genetic for me. My dad had this, and it really makes me wonder if my son is going to have it. I do think that the hair loss may or may not have been a problem, like also on my dad's side of the family. I have talked to a cousin from Poland, and she has experienced like the thinning hair too. It was just like a brief conversation, but the severity of my alopecia is it's gotten over the last like 4 years, it's probably the worst it's ever been. And it was very difficult. I'll talk about it a little bit later, like the emotional part of it, but I don't know. I've gotten to the point where I love wearing wigs. Like, I love wearing wigs. Like, I never have a bad hair day. Like, my hair always looks great, unless it's, I've been wearing the same wig for a month or two and it's seen its days. But I've learned to embrace it because I feel like it's what makes me unique and it's my story. It's who I am. All right. So, science hat on. Let's break this down, the different types of alopecia, because yes, there are different levels to this. So the most common type of alopecia is alopecia areata. So this is just like patchy hair loss. Like one day you're brushing your hair and the next day you have a few missing puzzle pieces. This is kind of how it started for me when I had just moved back from Colorado, and I was 20 years old and I was driving and I wasn't driving, but I was like in the car and we were driving to, I don't even know where it was. Not important. Anyway, so we're driving and I'm in the passenger seat and in my mom's car and the window's open. So I notice like right here on the side of my head, there was just like this circle, like this bald spot. And I panicked immediately. I was like, "Oh my god." Like, I don't even know if I said pull the car over or what, but I freaked out. I'm like, "I have a bald spot." And my mom was like, "I know what that is." And I'm like, "What is it?" Like, "What is happening? Like, why am I bald?" And she was like, "Your dad has that. It's called alopecia." So we got to the doctor right away. He diagnosed me with alopecia areata. And from there, we did some injections, like corticosteroid injections into my head. Pretty not comfortable, not very comfortable. I kind of felt like a science experiment, to be honest with you, because as unknown of a condition or unresearched, I guess, of a condition as it is, I felt like it wasn't seen very often. So, like, I remember my doctor having all of his like colleagues come in. Like, he asked, of course, but they all came in and they were just like staring at the baldness. So, it wasn't just this spot. Like, there was a couple up here that I had come to notice also. So, fast forward, here I am today. It's bigger than a couple of puzzle pieces missing. But so that's the main type of alopecia that you hear about most often. There is persistent patchy alopecia, which it's kind of like the same idea, except it just kind of hangs around like that, like a unwanted guest who just like doesn't get it. So normally alopecia areata, it will grow back over a certain amount of time. Whether you do any type of like treatment on it, it will grow back. So the persistent patchy alopecia areata is more of what I have, and it just doesn't grow back. So alopecia totalis, that is a full scalp, no hair, nothing. Alopecia universalis. Oh man, I don't know why these Latin words are so tough for me. So this is the big one where there's like no hair anywhere. No hair in your head, no eyebrows, no eyelashes, no arm hair, no leg hair. I feel like I should have gotten the hint when I was in the 5th grade and I shaved my arms because I thought girls weren't supposed to have hairy arms, but it never really grew back. Like, I kind of have arm hair, but like I kind of don't. So, but I don't have universal. Oh my God. Alopecia universalis. I do have eyelashes. Thank God I have eyelashes. Like, thank you for letting me keep my eyelashes. I don't have eyebrows. So I pencil my eyebrows in and I have patchy hair. Diffuse alopecia is another type. Instead of like patches all over, it's just like thinning. So like just think of like diffuse. You know what I mean? Like it's thinning, like your hair is falling out. And ophiasis alopecia. So this is the specific type that I have. So what this means, it hits mostly the back and sides of the scalp, basically like a reverse mohawk is what I have. So everything from the top of my scalp all the way back here and then under where my neck meets my scalp is completely bald, completely just gone. And then the hair that I do have left on my scalp, excuse me, is more of just up here, but it's also got missing pieces and patches to it. So that's what I've been clinging to for about 4 years. I have this weird emotional attachment to the hair that I have remaining. We'll talk about that later though. Androgenic alopecia. So this is like your classic like male or female pattern baldness. If your grandpa was bald or if your mom's hair got thin with age, that's just genetic. That's going to happen. And then there's one, I'm totally going to butcher this. It's called like cicatricial alopecia, which is inflammatory. Sometimes it means scarring, and in more rare cases, like it's, got the permanent hair loss. But this one's even more rare and less understood. So that's fun if you have that kind. And then frontal fibrosing alopecia. So it's where like your hairline creeps backwards slowly. And sometimes your eyebrows go too. I kind of feel like I just got a combination plate of all of these. I'm really lucky. But yeah, so it can appear super suddenly, and it can start with just like small patches of your scalp, your eyebrows, and anywhere. And some common myths about it is that people think it's just like old men who get it. Nope. Nope, that is not true. It can happen to children. I actually have a friend whose daughter has alopecia, and same thing. It just happens so suddenly. It can happen to children. It can happen to women. It can happen to anyone. Basically, alopecia is like an equal opportunity employer. It does not discriminate at all. And what's so frustrating, is that it's just cosmetic, according to the medical community. So if you're looking to gain any type of assistance in terms of like treatment options, like injections, or honestly therapy, because it's a very emotional disorder. Um, you're really not going to get too much help on it because it's just cosmetic. So that kind of stinks a little bit, but it's okay because there are so many groups online that I became a part of the community of, just because I wanted to reach out and find other people like me who had the same problem. I mean, you see it in the news, the whole like Chris Rock, Jada Pinkett, Will Smith incident. That was all because of a bald joke. If you don't remember, I'm sure you remember the slap across the world. But yeah, it's an emotional autoimmune disorder. It really is. It takes a toll on you, especially I feel like being a female. Your hair is a part of your identity. So let's switch up a little bit now that we've learned the different types of alopecia. Let's talk about the human side of it. Now let's talk about the real side of alopecia, not just the medical my chart. It impacts self-esteem. Let's talk about dating, because that's really interesting to think about. Because imagine you're going on a first date and realizing that your hairline did not RSVP as well. Like I said, the first time this happened to me was when I was 20 or 21, and I could hide it. Like the patches that I had, I could hide. Fast forward many years, I had different spots where it went away, it grew back, it went away, it grew back, it went away. I feel like I don't really remember too much about how dating was because I was able to hide it. If we would fast forward to about 2019, 2020, thank goodness I was already in a relationship with Jameson, because he was a big support system for me, because it became so emotional. The struggles of just like going through denial and acceptance of losing my hair, it was just like a roller coaster. And it did help that I had somebody there who could just like witness the decline of my disease and how it affected me. Like I would have good days and would have bad days. And, like I was not afraid to just take my hair, whatever I had on top, and put it up in like a messy bun and, just walk around like that, bald everywhere else with my weird reverse mohawk thing going on. Um, and it was hard because I had just like the prettiest, like long curly hair, like thick, long curly hair. I might post some photos if you're watching the video version on YouTube. But yeah, it was very difficult for me to just like grasp the fact that I was losing my hair. It would go through different seasons. So, like, I would lose a spot here and then it would grow back, right? And then this entire part up here just, then whole left side of my head, just all the hair just completely fell out. And then I'd have to start parting my hair on a different side. And it got to the point where it was just way too much for me to handle emotionally because I was just like, embarrassed to go out in public because heaven forbid the wind would blow a certain way. And then it would just like you'd be blinded by the shininess of my huge bald spot on the side of my head. So, yeah, when we're fast forwarding to like 2019, 2020, this is when um, it got really, really bad, and one of my triggers for the alopecia is stress, like 100% stress is 100% stress is my trigger. I was going through something really tough at that time, um, and it just exploded. Like, my immune system was just like, "Kill everything," and yeah, and that's when I started wearing wigs. It was, about almost this time, in 2021, I think. I wanna say I started wearing wigs. I remember coming home from work, one day, and I, like, turned my head to the side and didn't realize I was completely sporting this huge bald spot on the side of my head, and I just broke down and cried, and it's not like I didn't know that I was losing my hair. Like, I know that I'm losing my hair because, any plumber that would ever need to snake my shower drain would be like, "Oh my god, like, what happened?" Like, every single time I shower, like, I have clumps, like, palmfuls of hair in my hands. But, yeah, that day, I just broke down. I just remember completely breaking down. I was so embarrassed. I couldn't even, like, look at myself. Like, I thought I was just absolutely like a hideous freak. And it hurt on the inside just because I know that's not my worth. Like my hair wasn't my worth. But let's keep going. um, so that's when I started wearing wigs. And it was really scary. I think like my first day putting on a wig and going to work, I was just like, everyone's gonna make fun of me. Everyone is going to be like, "Oh my god, you're wearing a wig." But, like, it did not go like that at all. Like, a lot of, my coworkers knew about my alopecia because I was fairly open with it, because I was so self-conscious about it. So I figured, like, get ahead of it before somebody makes fun of me for it. At least, like, that's what I thought in my brain. Like, people really aren't that mean in real life. I think that's mostly just, like, trolls on the internet. But I put a wig on. I bought one off Amazon, a synthetic wig, and I put it on and I loved it. Like I thought I looked so pretty in my wig. Like I absolutely loved it. But granted, it was my first wig and I did not go to a professional. So I didn't really know like how to cut it or style it. So I wore that wig and I was just like I kept getting tangled and I was just like, what? How do I fix this? How do I fix this? And like now I'm just like a professional. I didn't even know I could cut hair, but apparently I can cut hair. I did this one. I don't know if you're watching the video version, I do my own bangs and I trim and de-shed the best I can so that way I can go like this with my fingers and it doesn't get tangled. I do wear synthetic wigs so that you can buy a human hair wig or a synthetic wig. I like synthetic wigs because one, they're affordable, extremely affordable, and two, if I mess up cutting, then oh well, I'll just buy another one. You know what I mean? I did have some fun cutting fails just because when I was learning how to wear my wigs and how to trim them to my face shape and everything, I did have some mishaps. Like I remember like accidentally like take instead of taking like my shearing scissors, I just took the regular scissors and like just cut like a huge chunk of hair out of my wig. That was a fun day. Like it's that moment when you're just like looking at what you've done. And yeah, I did fuck up bad that day. But it's okay. Like I said, they're inexpensive and I could just buy another one. And it's kind of fun, like you can wear red hair one day, blonde hair another day, a brunette the other day, like whatever you want. Pink hair, I love my pink wig. That one was one of my favorite wigs. I should get another one. And a cute, fun story, I love my pink wig because my nieces, they thought my wigs were super fun too because, we have like a mermaid themed birthday party and I can come in with my pink mermaid hair and it's super fun. But yeah, that's one of the coping strategies definitely for me has been wigs. Um, you could, get tattooed eyeliner or microblading or just embrace the bald itself. And if we're talking about the full human experience, like eventually I would like to get the courage to shave my head because I feel like the maintenance would be easier and I feel like the emotional impact of not having just clumps on clumps of hair in my palms or like stuck to my body when I'm in the shower, when I wash my bio hair, I think it would just be really freeing for me. So I think maybe someday that would be great. But yeah, the whole mental health aspect of it, like I said, there are support groups. There is one really great one on Facebook that I belong to. I would love to actually give you the name of that one just because, yeah, that is that was a big help for me, just being a part of a community with other people and exchanging ideas of what worked and what didn't work and how they got through it or how confident they are or how beautiful they are when they shave their heads and just all the experiences. I just love hearing about other people's experiences with this disorder. I would actually love to interview somebody with this disorder, and I think I have something lined up for you guys, which should be a really fun interview. So I hope to have that for you soon. Okay, I found the group. So sorry for the delay on that. It's literally just called Alopecia areata. So if you are struggling or have any questions or just want to be a part of a community, that is a great one on Facebook. But there is also, you can join different support groups or different online communities. And I think they can make a huge difference and just know that you're not alone, even if it does feel like you're alone because I've been there. You're not alone. I'm here with you. It's hard. It's really hard. So yeah, let's take a quick break and then we're going to get into some treatments and science. That'll be fun. Welcome back. All right, let's talk about some fun like science experiments and treatments that there are out there for alopecia. The first one, the most common one, this is the one that I have tried firsthand, is corticosteroids. And it's basically just a prescription strength corticosteroid that can suppress your immune system and reduce damage of the healthy hair follicles. So these medications can be like oral, topical, or injectable treatments. I have tried the topical, didn't work. I thought it was working. It was a lie. It just, I don't know. I got peach fuzz for a second and then it just stopped. And then injectable, I feel like the injectable is maybe, and I don't even want to say it's the most effective, but it was effective for me. It is very rarely covered by insurance. So that's just so you know, at least the insurance provider that I have does not cover it because again, it's cosmetic. So those are a couple options. The injections aren't the most comfortable, but like I said, that is one that I had success with, but it does take a lot. So like a small spot, let's say the size of a quarter would probably be like 4 or 5 injections on that spot alone. So imagine you have a full head of baldness. Like that's gonna be a lot of injections. So yeah, that's one option you could think about. Microneedling. This is a relatively new treatment. It's to trigger like new hair growth. So the treatment involves like puncturing the scalp with like tiny needles to promote collagen production, which can restore hair growth. And then that kind of makes you think like, why can't you just like take collagen instead of like tattooing collagen into your head? Which I'm sure you can take collagen. I've tried it all. I've tried it all. I've tried taking collagen. I've tried taking different vitamins and supplements. Just try it. If, oral supplements don't work, maybe this injectable will work. Again, these are all just options. They're not full treatments that will put you in a full remission. The next type is minoxidil, or better known as Rogaine. I have not tried I have not tried this. So I have not tried Rogaine. I don't know. I haven't. For some reason, I always just like in my head pictured Rogaine as like what like old men used to help with their bald spots. Like I'm sure Rogaine would work. And there's like tons of supplements out there. At a very hefty price tag, mind you, that claim to offer the same results, I guess, as Rogaine. But the warning on Rogaine is that it can also make your hair grow in other unexpected places. So some regrow like hair in their head, and some regrow eyebrows, and some people just regrow, I don't know, sideburns where they don't want sideburns. So I don't know. Rogaine's an option. I never went that route. I'm weird. I just don't like taking too many supplements. So didn't go that route. This one's really interesting. So it's called platelet rich plasma injections. So this is the fun little science experiment where they take your blood and they spin it and then they like inject it into your scalp. It's very vampire chic, like Twilight, but with needles. Um, but experts believe that like injecting the PRP into like the damaged tissue may stimulate like the regrowth and like new healthy cells to promote like the healing of the existing you know, alopecia and the dead cells. So that's totally an option. There is no cure to alopecia though. So just these are all options to help manage it, not cure it. You're never gonna like be fully cured of alopecia. Yeah. So disclaimer, results vary and sometimes your hair regrows and sometimes it doesn't. So there's another one also called JAK inhibitors. So this is another science experiment, and JAK inhibitors can be used to treat conditions, autoimmune conditions like alopecia. So the way that they work is they like contain certain enzymes called Janus kinesis. And these enzymes basically just like play a role in inflammatory response that leads to hair loss, like in alopecia areata. JAK inhibitors can reduce inflammation and promote hair growth. But there's also just tons of, again, side effects and warnings. JAK inhibitors was one thing that I almost tried. And then for personal reasons, I decided it wasn't for me. There the risks for me outweighed the benefit of having hair. And at the same time, I was really like wanting to get pregnant and have a baby. And these JAK inhibitors were very dangerous for somebody who was trying to get pregnant or had become pregnant. So that just was not an option for me. But that's okay. I'm fine the way things are now. And I'm always just curious to hear if there's like some new options out there. Like I said, one of my triggers is stress. So focusing on just maintaining peace within myself and in my environment has been something that I've recently just very much noticed. And again, I'm postpartum. My hormones are just everywhere, like a roller coaster. So I'm still learning. Um, how to deal with a lot of things, because when I was pregnant, my hair actually grew back. Like it was amazing. Like I don't know, like hormones are nuts, you guys. Hormones are crazy, but like when I was pregnant, every one of my bald spots just like started with peach fuzz, and then it just started filling in and filling in and filling in. And yeah, I went into remission basically when I was pregnant. And by the time I gave birth, like all my bald spots were filled in. I did not have like a full bald spot. And now fast forward again, a year postpartum, and just like the stress of just parenting and going back to work and everything. And again, hormones. It's all gone. So it is what it is. This is just like how it was before. So it's not like it's a shock to me or anything, but yeah, that's a little bit of that. So let's talk about just like everyday life, and we'll take a quick break. Everyday life is interesting when you have alopecia. There's some perks that nobody talks about. Biggest perk ever is if you're not really growing body hair, you don't really need to shave your legs. You get no razor burn and no clogged shower drain. For me, I can't let go of the hair on my head. I don't know. very emotionally attached to it, even though it looks a little ridiculous and I have a weird curly haired like mohawk happening. But yeah, that's a big win. That's a really huge win. Like, you buy less hair products, you spend less money in hair products. I have not gotten my hair done in like 4 years. Think about how much you pay to go get your hair done, right? Like, I don't know, I don't even know how often people get their hair done. I'm like pushing 40 now. I could have like, you know, grayish hairs. I might need to keep up with this. I don't know. But yeah, I don't have to do that. So that's really nice. And that saves me money. Bad hair days don't exist. Bad hair days do not exist. Every day is a no hair day. Like every day is a great hair day when you get to wear wigs and you get to pick them out, right? Like you get to pick what kind of hairstyle you want. So like that's super fun. And again, yeah, saving hundreds of dollars on shampoo, getting my hair done at a stylist. And that's just more money that I can put towards like, wine or therapy or both. Just kidding. But yeah, so that's really fun. And wigs are basically like instant cosplay. You know what I mean? It's like Businesswoman Monday or like Beyonce Wednesday or like Purple Anime Star Friday. You just never know what's going to pop up. I think what is super like interesting and like awesome to watch is how my son reacts to the different mommies he gets to see. He has seen mommy with her reverse mohawk. He has seen mommy with walking around with just like my wig cap on, so bald head. And then he's seen mommy with her pretty wigs on. And I don't know, he just looks at me the same every single time. So I kind of love that. And I kind of love that he's gotten used to it just because that's who I am. That's who his mom is. I don't know if I'm looking forward to when he gets older um, and like goes and asks somebody other, like one of his friends' moms, like, wow, why didn't you put on a different hair today? You know what I mean? But I don't know. We'll see how that goes. He's just little right now. But I just, like I said, I just love that he just loves me for me and he doesn't love me because I have hair. So that's super awesome. But yeah, there's just a lot of good and a lot of like healing and a lot of learning that still needs to be done on my end dealing with this, but I'm hoping to just keep doing what I'm doing and just keep loving myself for myself despite how much hair I have on my head. So if there's any takeaways that you get from today, it's basically that alopecia does not define your worth. It doesn't make you less beautiful, less strong, or less you. If anything, it's a reminder that our identity is just so much more than what grows on your head. And, if you know somebody who has alopecia, just be kind. Don't ask, like, have you tried essential oils or, just don't make it a pity party. Just like be there. If they want to talk about it, they're going to talk about it. And if they don't, they don't. And try to just be accepting. I'm just so grateful that the workplace that I have right now is really accepting and really like encouraging of my wigs. And I think maybe if you have a little courage to speak up and say like, hey, I'm going to start wearing wigs now because it's going to help me feel more confident, then, the best too. It could be like the best thing, for you. It's crazy what like just confidence does for yourself and your productivity and just like your attitude for throughout the day. So yeah, just, you do you and like do what makes you happy and what makes you feel beautiful and what makes you feel confident. And final note, okay? Just community, resilience, humor, that's what carries people through. And honestly, that's what makes us human. And I think we need to just keep laughing through the chaos and just keep showing up for each other. And as always, you know, I love you guys, and I love you with hair or with no hair. I really hope that you enjoyed today's segment. I feel like I kind of only just like brushed the surface of this topic. I would love to do maybe another episode on it, or love to just update you guys on how it's going with maybe shaving my head finally. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to go full Britney Spears yet or not, but I just feel like it would make life easier. I don't know. But I just thank you for listening. I hope you learned something. I don't know if you're feeling these fun little like informative episodes or not, but I would love to keep doing them. I think they're like super fun. I think it's super fun learning. I just love learning because I'm a nerd. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. So if you would, give me a like, subscribe on YouTube. Throw in the comments what you think, what you want to hear more of, what you want to see more of. I do this again because I just enjoy it. I just love talking to you guys and I just want to keep making you happy. So you can follow me on Instagram at Mostly Accurate Podcast, YouTube at Mostly Accurate Podcast, Spotify, Mostly Accurate Podcast. You can find me on Apple Podcasts, anywhere that you stream your podcast. I am there. Like, subscribe, follow. Let's keep doing this. Let's keep learning together. Let's embrace the chaos and enjoy the rest of your week. I love you guys so much. Okay, love you. Bye. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The facts are fuzzy. Our stories and opinions are just that, stories and opinions, not meant to be taken as professional advice.